Yeah, I heard the explosion. I saw the bastard pull his gun.
You're referring to the defendant?
Yeah, I was almost face to face with him.
Our purpose here is to protect our black leaders from the racial onslaught of the pig who wish to brutalize our black leaders, rape our women, and destroy our black community.
People will come and they will go and so will problems, but ultimately, if you have got love on your side, and it is just deep down in your soul.
Inside of me. I push it down, it goes away, but then it comes back stronger. I shove it down again, but it just keeps on coming back till I don't have the strength to push anymore.
Politics, man. It's always politics. Like this thing, we're in here, like he's paying you to tune me up. And I mean,
police tell ET that Michael's wife, April, had just gotten home from baseball practice with their kids. She apparently was only home for 10 to 15 minutes when she was shot several times with a handgun.
How does a man who spent 7 seasons playing a morally conflicted police officer end up calling 911 to confess he just shot his wife? Michael Jace starred in The Shield, appeared in Forrest Gump, Boogie Nights, and built a 22-year Hollywood career. Then, on May 19, 2014, he committed an act so horrific, it shocked the nation.
We are here to offer protection and help for all those who need our help, because we, the Black Panthers, are against the war in Vietnam. Yes!
But here's what makes this case even more disturbing. There are 2 secrets that reveal warning signs everyone missed. The first involves something his murdered wife did in court years earlier that unknowingly sealed her own fate. She defended him against domestic violence allegations from his ex-wife, telling a judge he was a good man. And the second secret? It's about what his 10-year-old son witnessed that night and the chilling words the boy heard his father say before pulling the trigger. Those words will haunt you forever. This is the tragic story of a man who played heroes on screen while hiding a monster inside. Paterson, New Jersey, July 13, 1962. Michael Andrew Jace grew up in a working-class neighborhood, channeling his energy into athletics at Hackensack High School, where basketball and baseball defined his teenage years. In college, he discovered acting after watching his girlfriend rehearse for a theater production. The transformation he witnessed fascinated him beyond anything sports had offered.
Then write it down, Russo. Write it on your eyelids. You think it's boring hearing this? It is boring saying it.
Michael enrolled in the Classic Stage Conservatory in New York, then worked in regional theater across America, grinding through small towns and smaller paychecks. The breakthrough came in 1992 with his first television role on Law & Order.
You're positive it was Mr. Copeland who shot Marcus Tate?
I was 2-3 yards away. Yeah, I saw him.
1994 became his breakthrough year. He appeared on Star Trek Deep Space Nine and landed a role in Forrest Gump.
Our purpose here is to protect our black leaders from the racial onslaught of the pig who wish to brutalize our black leaders.
One of the biggest films of the decade. The movie grossed over $678 million worldwide and won 6 Academy Awards. Michael Jace's face was now in one of the most successful films in cinema history. The roles kept coming. Strange Days in 1995.
what happened? Injuries or what? Bullshit politics, man. It's always politics. Like this thing, we're in here, like he's paying you to tune me up. And I mean,
The Fan in 1996, opposite Robert De Niro. Boogie Nights in 1997, Paul Thomas Anderson's masterpiece.
What's the problem going to be that takes your attention away from that?
In 1999, he played NBA legend Michael Jordan in Michael Jordan, An American Hero.
Calling this book Michael and Me, Our Gambling Addiction, My Cry for Help. I mean, it's even self-published.
2000 brought The Replacements.
Here comes the pain, baby!
And 2001 featured him in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes remake.
He's trained to come back to the Oberon.
You think he's still alive?
Then in 2002, everything shifted. Michael was cast as Officer Julian Lowe on FX's The Shield, a deeply religious LAPD officer struggling with his sexuality while working in a corrupt environment.
When I first talked to them and found out about this character, I thought, wow, this is really interesting. It's an opportunity sort of to push an envelope in a certain way that hasn't really been pushed.
The show ran 7 seasons through 2008, and Michael appeared in 89 episodes. This was the role that would define his career. But behind his professional success, Michael's personal life was unraveling in ways nobody saw coming. In 1996, Michael married Jennifer Bitterman. They had a son named Jordan. From the outside, everything appeared perfect. But in August 1997, something happened that should have been a massive red flag. A close friend of Jennifer's named Maria de la Vega witnessed Michael choke Jennifer and slam her head against the wall while their 6-month son screamed in his crib nearby. Maria testified she saw at least 3 more violent incidents over 8 months, describing Michael as raging and out of control. In November 1997, Jennifer filed for divorce, claiming Michael had threatened to kill her if they went to war over his son. Michael's response attempted to spread blame, writing that they were both guilty of overstepping physical boundaries. In June 2003, Michael married April Denise Launay, a financial aid counselor at Biola University with a master's degree and a passion for track and field. She was a talented sprinter who competed with the Elite Health Club track team.
He's married and he believes in God, and that's about all I could give you guys.
They looked like the perfect Hollywood couple, but during Michael's custody battles with Jennifer, something extraordinary happened that reveals the first shocking secret. April testified on Michael's behalf, defending him against the domestic violence allegations. She told the judge Michael provided a stable home and was a good father. She never addressed the choking, hitting, or wall slamming. Instead, she attacked Jennifer's character. April was defending the man who would eventually kill her, undermining warnings from his first wife's experience. Michael and April had 2 sons together, Namaya and Caleb. Photos showed them smiling at restaurants, celebrating anniversaries, attending premieres together.
Talking to the neighbors, they were described as a perfect couple.
But behind that facade, Michael was drowning financially despite his Hollywood success. When The Shield ended in 2008, Michael struggled to find comparable work. He landed recurring spots on Southland between 2009 and 2012, plus guest appearances on CSI, Burn Notice.
Tell you what's wrong, Nate. You're dead now. You are lucky I did not break your damn neck.
The Mentalist, and Private Practice.
We need you to sign this. Coach Patterson won't let him compete without it.
The work paid bills, but nowhere near his previous earnings. In March 2011, Michael filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy, listing debts between $500,000 and $1 million, including $411,000 owed on his foreclosure-bound house. His annual income had dropped to approximately $80,000. Throughout 2013 and early 2014, Michael became obsessed with believing April wanted to leave him. He convinced himself she was having an affair, though no evidence would ever support this paranoid delusion.
When there's already an issue of domestic violence between a couple, financial hardship can certainly aggravate their problem.
May 19, 2014, April took their sons Namaya, age 8, and Caleb, age 5, to a youth baseball game. Michael texted April, claiming he was at a friend's house. The text was a lie. He was at home, waiting with a loaded revolver that belonged to April's father. Around 8 p.m., April returned home.
His wife pulled up, he walked over to his wife, they greeted each other, they walked inside, that was it.
Michael fired once, hitting April in the back. She fell, wounded but conscious. Michael dragged her into the hallway outside the boys' room. Namaya and Caleb watched through their doorway as their mother bled on the floor. Then Michael said something so cruel, so calculated, that it would haunt everyone who heard it. This is that second secret. Looking down at his wounded wife, who loved running more than almost anything, Michael said, "If you like running, then run to heaven." He shot April twice in the legs, deliberately causing maximum pain. His 8-year-old son watched his father execute his mother. 5-year-old Caleb witnessed everything.
Reportedly, Jace called 911 and said, "I shot my wife."
Michael called 911 at 8:30 p.m., calmly stating, "I shot my wife." April's father received a text, "Come get the boys. I shot April."
My son-in-law called me and texted me and said he'd come get the kids because he shot April, our daughter.
I heard a sound that sounded like a gunshot. Then I heard 2 more pow pow.
He then stayed on the line until police arrived. He was taken into custody and bail is set at $1 million.
When LAPD arrived, they found April dead in the hallway. Namaya and Caleb spent 4 hours at the police station before being placed with relatives.
Michael Jace did not have a criminal record at all. Neither did April Jace.
So both had, both were pretty, upstanding citizens before it.
Correct.
Michael was arrested and charged with murder. During police interrogation, he provided a recorded interview that proved damning. He told detectives he'd retrieved the gun to kill himself, but couldn't do it. Instead, he decided to shoot April in the leg so she would feel pain, specifically targeting her legs because she loved running.
This is not a case of who done it. This is a case of what done. Was it first-degree murder, second-degree murder, manslaughter? That's what's going to be the issue here.
The trial began in May 2016. Deputy District Attorney Tanaz Makayev argued for first-degree murder, presenting text messages showing April wanted a divorce. Michael had lied about his location, then waited with a loaded handgun. Defense attorney Jamon Hicks argued for voluntary manslaughter, claiming Michael snapped in heat of passion. He questioned whether Michael would have killed April with their children present if he planned it. The most devastating testimony came from Namaya, now 10 years old, with a support person present. This young boy described watching his father drag his mother into the hallway and shoot her multiple times. Namaya testified he heard his father say, "If you like running, then run to heaven," before pulling the trigger. Those words were too calculated, too cruel to support any heat of passion defense. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. On May 31st, 2016, guilty of second-degree murder. They also found he intentionally used a firearm, adding 25 years to life to his sentence. Michael bit his lip when the verdict was read, but showed no other emotion. April's son, Savoy Brown, told reporters, "Finally, it's less of a burden."
Finally, he's getting convicted. Finally, it's less of a burden.
"It feels really empty because that's my mom. It's the person who literally brings you into the world, and she's no longer there." On June 10, 2016, Michael addressed the court. "There was no justification for my actions that night at all, and I am profoundly sorry for the pain I have caused everyone. There is no replacing April." He turned to April's family and apologized, but then insisted there was no premeditated anything, still minimizing what he'd done. April's mother walked out in disgust.
"I cry on holidays and I cry on her birthday. I cry on May 19th. My only daughter was shot and killed on May 19th, 2014.
The judge sentenced him to 40 years to life, 15 years to life for murder, plus 25 years to life for the firearm enhancement. Michael Jace, age 53 at sentencing, was transferred to Cochran State Prison, where he remains today at age 62. He'll be eligible for parole in 2056 when he's 94. In 2019, the California Supreme Court refused to review his appeal. At the time of April's death, Michael's net worth was approximately negative $400,000. Despite 20 years of work, appearances in Forrest Gump and Boogie Nights, and starring on The Shield, Hill died financially broke and professionally irrelevant. April was 40 when she was murdered. She left behind 3 sons, Savoy, Namaya, and Caleb. Her Biola University co-workers remembered her radiant personality and dedication to helping students. Members of the track team attended the trial, sitting in the courtroom as a living reminder of the woman Michael killed. They remembered her dedication, competitive spirit, and love of running. Looking back, the warning signs were always there. The domestic violence with Jennifer, the rage that made him choke her and slam her head into walls while their infant screamed, the financial irresponsibility despite steady income, the paranoia and control that poisoned his second marriage. April had defended him against those allegations, believing the man she married was different. She was tragically, fatally wrong. Today, Michael Jace's legacy is defined entirely by one horrific act. His filmography doesn't matter. His performances as Julian Lowe doesn't matter. The 22 years of work, the premieres, the acclaim, none of it matters. When people search Michael Jace, they're looking for how a man who played a cop became a murderer. 2 young boys lost their mother because their father couldn't accept she wanted to leave. Those children carry the trauma forever. Namaya will never forget his father's cruel taunt. Caleb will never forget the sounds, the screaming, the blood. Michael Jace threw away everything for one moment of rage. He destroyed his family, ended a woman's life, traumatized his children, and guaranteed he'd die in prison, all because he couldn't handle rejection. This story isn't about Hollywood or fame. It's about domestic violence. It's about warning signs that get ignored. It's about women who defend abusive men and pay with their lives. It's about children who witness horror and somehow keep living. Michael will spend the rest of his life behind bars. He'll die in prison, forgotten by the industry, remembered only as a cautionary tale about rage and violence. April will never see her sons graduate, never attend their weddings, never meet her grandchildren. She was murdered at 40 by the man who promised to love her. Her legacy lives on in those who loved her, in her sons, and in the track team that remembers the passionate runner who brought joy to every practice. That's the real tragedy, not his fall from grace, but the innocent life he stole and the children he traumatized forever. Some stories don't have redemption. Some men don't deserve second chances. Michael Jace is serving exactly the sentence he earned, and Cochran State Prison walls will be the last thing he ever sees.